Welcome to Planting Joy Garden. Welcome back. We are going from garden to table today with this kale. It's beautiful. These are summer grown leaves, and we are trying to get down to these more tender fall growing leaves. So we're going to do a harvest. So from garden to table, just like this. Now that we've harvested some kale, I want to share with you some simple recipes that will help you use your harvest. So we're focusing in on some kale. So this is the kale we've collected today. These are old leaves. They're very large. They were grown during the warm season. But the perfect thing to do with it, this is lacinato, is one of the tougher kales. So it makes the absolute perfect kale chips. So I have everything you're going to need. We have some kale. This has been cleaned and washed. We're going to make sure that it's extremely dry. I have some everything seasoning for bagels, some olive oil, just plain old extra virgin olive oil. And I also like to add black pepper. But you can truly design it to taste. Use garlic powder, Parmesan cheese, paprika, hot pepper, chili pepper, any kind of seasoning you desire, you can add it. So there's two ways to do this. One is using your oven set at 375 and parchment paper. That'll take about 10 to 12 minutes. But you know what? It's an 85-degree day, high humidity outside. So I'm going to use my air fryer. So in the air fryer, I'm going to just show you the steps. The first thing is just to make sure that that kale is super dry. If it's not dry, it's going to take longer in the air fryer. So I just use my basic kitchen towel. I'm going to add these nice size leaves. Ooh, aren't those beautiful? Ooh, beautiful leaves. And you know, at this time of year, the kale is growing like gangbusters. So we're just gonna pat it dry to get all the excess moisture off. You could actually harvest, wash, and maybe leave it on your counter for a little bit to get it even drier. But I just prefer to just pat it dry in my kitchen towel. So we'll move this out the way. As you can see, there's still some moisture there. And we'll just keep drying these lovely, lovely leaves. You may need to use several towels. I also like to just kind of roll it up, make sure I'm getting all the moisture out. So I'm just rolling it up in the towel like this, getting all the moisture out. Okay, as much as you can possibly get out. And then I usually just flip the leaves over just to make sure that I'm not missing any pockets. And you can use any kind of kale you prefer. I just find that the lacinato kale has the best crunch. And because it's such a tough kale, I want to make sure that my family eats it. You know, everyone has their favorite type, but we're not wasting anything. So the next thing we're going to do is simply pull out the stem because we don't need the stems at all. And these are some absolutely beautiful kale. I grew it under cover, so there's no holes, no insect markings, just beautiful kale. And it's really growing in, and I want to make sure that we are eating this. Now, some facts about kale. Even in the air fryer, it retains all of its nutritional value. So you still have your vitamin A, your vitamin B, C, fiber, and all the antioxidants. You don't lose anything by using the air fryer to make kale chips. All the air fryer is doing, it is blowing heated air on your produce. So it's not altering it in any way. It's not like a microwave where you're moving water particles. You're just using heated air. So let's go on to the next step. So you can place it in your air fryer on parchment paper, or you could just use what I use is plain old aluminum foil, or you can use, you know how they have those special air fryer liners, which is basically parchment paper. So whatever you use is fine. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to put 2 layers inside of my air fryer. After everything is nice and dry, I spritz it with some oil. And you notice I have a little bouquet here of basil. So I have dry basil. I bring in a bouquet of basil that I'll cook with. It's on hand, it's clean, it's washed. I stick it in the water just to keep it fresh. Again, always using the harvest. So everything is coated in oil. I love black pepper. So I'm going to put plenty of pepper. I like more of a savory chip. And like I mentioned, you can use garlic powder, you can use paprika, you can use cayenne pepper, whatever you like to season things with. Then I'm going to add a little of my bagel seasoning, and I do it pretty generously. And so you can actually see the flavor. And then I just kind of squish it to make sure everything is coated. Make sure you can see that. You can see everything here is nicely coated. Okay, and now we're going to layer the chips. I'm going to layer it into the air fryer. And because I have nice big leaves, mine's work out beautifully. I'm a cheater. I want to get things done quickly. So I just put the rack in and I make another layer. Just don't, make sure there's space so that the air can move between the leaves. So we're not going to overly pack this. Okay, so now we have it. I'm going to place it in my air fryer. We're going to preheat the air fryer at 375. When it comes to temperature, we will add the kale. Lacinato needs about 4 to 5 minutes at 375. And all of the other kales, because they're not as dense of a leaf, can be prepared at around 3 minutes at 375. So we're preheating. I do believe we're just about done. 20 more seconds. Okay, we're ready to go. Please remember the knife. I'm going to add a knife to the top just to keep it from blowing around and being caught by the heat element. And we're ready to cook. Okay, now that it's done, we'll pull out the chips and you see it has retained its color. Okay. And there you go. It's a perfect treat that's nice and healthy. You control the flavor. Hear the crunch? It's perfect for that family member who does not like their leafy green vegetables. They will truly enjoy the taste and the crunch and the flavor of a kale chip. Watch the next video. I will be talking about leafy green vegetables and learning how to grow them and how to grow enough to feed your family. Have a great day.